Welcome everyone. I'm excited for the talk today. This is something that is an important part of my everyday life and I really think should be part of everyone's life, especially if you want to be healthy and feel whole and grounded and connected and just all of those good things that are essential for a well-lived life on earth. But before I get into the details of today, I'm just going to introduce myself to those who maybe do not know me. My name is Brittany Shawley. I am a mom, I am a mindset coach, and I am founder of Whole and Healthy Kitchen. I have also given my life to serve humanity and bring more health and peace to the planet. I also tend to help people who feel a little bit overwhelmed or stressed when it comes to the everyday struggles of life, and they want to be healthy and they want to bring nourishment to the growing bodies of their babies, but sometimes they don't know how, or they don't have enough time, or they don't have enough money. And so I help people to remove those blocks so that they can really show up as their most authentic and healthy and inspired self. So thank you for being here today. I'm excited. And I also have something exciting that's coming that you guys will see me throwing around a lot, my kitchen alchemy course. It starts on April 1st. It's to help you to master your kitchen, master your life. But that's not what today's about. Today is about meditation. Hello, everybody. Hey, Angelica. Good to see you, my love. Give me hellos if you guys have popped in, or if you're watching the replay, just say replay below. I would love to have an engaged conversation with you guys today. And maybe let me know, do you guys currently meditate? If so, when, where, how, what do you like to do? I'm going to go through all the details of what I do and 4 simple steps that you guys can do at home. Maybe there's some new ideas that you haven't thought of before. So whatever it is, hey Delaney, good to see you, honey. Welcome, welcome. So yeah, let me know if you guys do meditation below, or if you're interested, you're in a good place to discuss all of that. But for me, I have been meditating for the last about 10 years. It's been on and off during those 10 years. I would be like really, really consistent, and then I would fall off, and then I'd be really, really consistent and then fall off. But in the last 2 years, I have decided that it is a necessity, that it is part of my every single day life. And so I wake up every single morning. I meditate in the morning for 10 to 15 minutes, not long. And I generally close my day with a meditation as well. And that's not as formal. It's just kind of like flow, maybe in my bed. But I definitely kind of return my mind inward and just allow myself to connect with my own soul and the peace and the love that's in there that exists for all of us. But let me tell you something that happened that allowed me to make the decision and stick to the decision that meditation is right for me and that it's essential in my life. Hello, everybody who's coming in. Awesome. Hey, Gina. Well, you've come to the right place. I hope I can answer some of those questions and yeah, be helpful. But let me tell you why I decided to meditate and keep it consistent in my life. So there was this point where, you know, obviously I'm a founder, I'm a mom, I'm busy, I'm going all the time. There's so many things to do. So I'm a big believer in habits and setting up my time and my life to be as productive that I can be, but also show up as my best self and not wear myself thin and all that stuff. So I got to a point where I realized I need to take a day off. Like if I don't schedule a day off, I'm just going all the time, and that's just not helpful. Not for me or my family or my work. So I was like, okay, finally, I've decided Sundays is my day off. I'm just gonna rest. I'm just gonna hang with my family. It's family day, fabulous. So I made this decision on like a Friday or Saturday, and I said, okay, Sunday, that's it. I'm off. I'm not doing anything on Sunday. So Sunday rolls around. I get up in the morning. I just go throughout my day, and then hell broke loose, guys. Like I lost my shit. I got so pissed off, not even annoyed, pissed off at my husband, just couldn't see through the clouds of my own thinking. I forgot what I was doing life for. Like I just had a meltdown, and it was a very, very, very emotional and difficult day for me. And by the evening time, after Ella's down, the day was a disaster. I'm kind of like upset, crying, like what's going on with me? What's wrong? And I have this vision in my mind. It was, I guess not necessarily vision, but I hear my declaration that I'm just going to take Sundays off, right? And I realized, oh my God, I took Sundays so far off that I didn't start my day right. Okay? I didn't give my mind over to something greater than myself to work through me. I didn't calm my nervous system and decide what thought system I'm going to think through. Because as you guys know, and I've done tons of videos on this in the past, like we have 2 thought systems inside our mind. We have our spirit or our soul or our right mind or our reason or our love, whatever we want to call it. And then we also have the fear, which is wrapped up in all of the self-hatred and the doubt and the upset and the emotional roller coaster that can sometimes be life. And through mind training and through meditation and through particular ways of setting up our habits, we can learn to operate out of our love mind and undo our fear mind. So we're showing up as our best self all the time. So what I learned that Sunday is that when I don't actively and consciously decide for this love mind to be who I am that day, the fear comes up and I will have a terrible day. And so from that moment onward, I decided that even though I'm going to be resting on Sunday and working all other days, I have to start my day right. I have to meditate. I have to hand my mind over. And from that day, I have been consistent. And so that allows me to not wake up feeling irritable or get triggered easily or just feel like, oh my God, there's so much going on. Instead, through meditation, I feel calm and I feel focused and I feel grounded and I feel connected to myself and connected to my purpose, and like I can be inspired. And that's actually where this idea for today came. Like this morning, like I'm sitting in meditation. What do you want me to talk about today? I've committed to showing up. What would you have me talk about? And I was told to talk about meditation, and I was given literally exactly what I'm going to teach you guys today. So thank you for being here. Hi, welcome. Good to see everybody who's popping in. So that's why I'm here, and that's why this is an essential topic for me and for everybody to start our days right and to meditate. So let's get into the educational side of things here, okay? The way I look at meditation is that it is a decision. Obviously, you have to decide to meditate and know what it's for. Everything that I just expressed: calm, focused, centered, grounded, connected feeling and sensations. But it is also an action, which is funny because people will be like, well, meditating, you're like sitting in your chair, you're not doing anything, it'd be more restful. But no, really what it is it's an action. It's an action of the mind. It's an action of the body. Rest is an action, and people don't really realize that. And so what you're doing here with meditation is you're calming the brain waves and you're allowing your body to enter this parasympathetic system. And the parasympathetic system is like literally like another word for the healing zone. You're literally in the healing zone, and you start to like affect the biochemistry of your brain, which radiates to the body, which calms your nervous system, which calms your emotions. And what it does too is it allows you to slip past the conscious monkey mind, like I was saying earlier, the ego, and stepping into the calm, still center. And that calm, still center is who we are. It's where we are. And that is what we want to almost bring forward into the everyday life. And so I have found that there are 4 particular types of meditations that help us to get out of the monkey mind, the monkey chatter, and literally just be in that state of rest and calm. And so that's why it's an activity too. It's a movement. It's a movement from the conscious thinking to the subconscious. It goes from the ego to the soul, right? It goes from the external world, all these do's, to the being. And that's something important to remember too, is that we're not human doings, we're human beings. So we're learning how to bring that sense of being into everything we have to do. So it's almost backwards. We're taught to do, go, educate, do all the time. But the doing can come after the being. And that's why it's so important to start your day like this. Decide upon the mind that you want to think with, how you want to show up, and just realizing that when I start my day from the healing center, the healing zone, the rest of my day is able to follow from that. And I can also feel when I'm not in that same path that I set up in the day and correct course. A lot faster, a lot easier, I promise you. So let's discuss these 4 specific meditations, and remembering that this isn't just something that we want to use when we're already stressed or we're already having meltdowns or we're already having a difficult time. Meditation is a preventative measure, and it's something that can help us to correct things and prevent things ahead of time. So actually, let me read what you just said here, Gina, before I get into the 4 types of meditation. Gina, is that the same as I get when I'm weeding my gardens and my mind goes blank as I concentrate on pulling the weeds? 1,000,000% yes. And that's actually an amazing example. The same thing happens to me in the garden in the summer, or for me when I'm washing dishes. That's a zone I can get into. And I actually talk about that. That's like my 4th type of meditation. So I'll talk about that a little bit deeper, but that's exactly what it is. Or even the same thing, like, have you guys ever, I'm not recommending this, it's not like it's a safe thing per se, but it's what happens. You guys are driving your car, you got to get from point A to point B. Maybe this is something that you've done a lot, going from point A to point B, and you're driving, and then all of a sudden you end up at point B and you go, oh my God, how the hell did I get here? Right? You just kind of like get there safely. It's because your subconscious mind has locked into gear and it's taken control. And that's in a sense what we want to do. We want to step back and let that space of like just being in the zone to be what we are. And then we can bring it into the kitchen, we can bring it into gardening, we can bring it into being with our kids, we can bring it into driving, we can bring it into everything. And that's the point, right? That's what we're trying to do here, is allow ourselves to be this human being and not a doing all the time. So I'm excited about this. The first type of meditation practice that I recommend, and to be honest, I put my own name on this. I'm not really sure what it's called, but I call it the ask and receive meditation, because what we're learning too is that we are connected with the entirety of this universe, right? And so when we want something or we need help with something, we can learn to ask for it. Okay, this has been literally like a skill that I've used in my life, and it works every single time. So when we don't know something or we need help with something, we can ask. So like I said earlier, I didn't know what I was going to talk about today. So I went into my meditation this morning and I was like, please show me what you would want me to talk about that is most helpful for my people today. And I was shown my meditation practice, and I was shown some of my stories that I've been through, experiences I've been through, and I was shown these 4 types of things, and I write it down like crazy beans, right? It's an ask and receive universe. And if we can use meditation as a means to strengthen our asking muscle, then we start to have experiences that we're not alone. We're not doing this by ourselves, that I have a purpose here, that like I can show up as my best self and something greater than myself is going to help me to do that. I'm not alone, right? And these are really, really, really important keys. And so when I'm going through that practice of like an ask and receive thing, I often have a question that I start with, right? Like even if it's like, what would you have me make for dinner? Even something like that, right? You want to start with a question. And then when I go into meditation, I'm not trying to think about the answer. It's not about thinking. Remember, we're moving past the thinking mind. We're moving past the ego. We're getting into that still, quiet place. So what I focus on is my breath in this standpoint. If my mind goes to other thoughts, I bring it to the breath. If my mind goes to other ideas, the past or the future, I bring it back to this now moment. And what happens is when I'm focusing on my breath and I'm just focusing on my breath and not trying to think about anything, at some point, and it's generally near the end, like I do a 10 or 15 meditation and it's generally near the end, that all of a sudden, boom, it's like a download. It's like a vision. It's like, aha. You guys have all had those ahas. Right? It's an aha that goes, that's it, right? And then my eyes open. I'm kind of still in meditation, but my eyes are open now and I'm writing things down. So what this does is it strengthens your faith in who you are, and it strengthens your ability to ask and to receive and to know that this is a cooperative universe and we can work with it for our greatest good. So it strengthens our love, it stills the ego, and it really sets us up for the day in confidence of saying, okay, I got this, right? Even if you don't receive an answer, it doesn't matter. So even if it's something like, well, what would you have me do today? Maybe you don't receive a aha moment, right? Maybe it's just you feel calm and you're able to rest yourself in that moment. You handed it over. You asked the question. Now watch your day unfold. And just start to notice how everything seemed to happen in perfect accord according to what you asked in the morning. Try it on. It's like an experiment, okay? Ask and receive meditation. Powerful. Oh my God, I'm telling you. So that's number 1. Maybe let me know below if you guys have ever tried something like that, and if you've had an experience of this ask and receive universe, and if you've brought it into your lesson every day, or into your meditation every day. Speaking of lesson, that was like a little bit of a flip. We do the same thing with our Course in Miracles lessons. It asks us to have a thought and to sit with it until we see surrounding thoughts to support that idea. So it's like a mind training thing. We're going through mind training here. Number 2. This one is the one that I probably do the most. And it's called mantra meditation. Some people will call it like transcendental meditation, like you're transcending the egoic thought system, but it's also called a mantra meditation. You can do a mantra. A mantra is like when you say a word over and over and over and over again. And it's the best when it's a word that doesn't have any meaning to you. And that way you're not trying to think about it with your conscious thoughts, but it's just something that keeps your conscious mind focused. So again, you can slip into the deep parasympathetic system, the subconscious mind, where all that healing and change and connection happens. So the mantra meditation, you can say anything. Like I used to do a lot of like ohms, like om, 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 and that's like chanting the name of God, right? Always opens up your heart and your mind and your soul, which is beautiful. I used to also do a lot like an ah meditation, which is more like a manifesting meditation. And I remember doing this back in like 2010. I was doing ahs every day. And this was the point where I was wanting to put on a workshop in Hawaii. And I remember doing the awe meditation, asking for this workshop in Hawaii, and like within a week of doing this meditation, I had a beautiful woman, Soraya, which I love you. We talked this week. She reached out to me and said, hey, I saw your website. I love what you do. Do you want to put on a workshop in Hawaii? Yes, please, right? Like that is something that is, again, an ask and receive thing, but it's also just a mantra meditation, like putting it into the hands of the universe to bring us what we need instead of trying to force things to happen. This isn't about forcing. We're not forcing anything. We're allowing. We're stepping back. It's like, the opposite of what we're kind of conditioned to do in this world. But another thing is you can even just say other words that you don't even know anything about, like something like Guruji. I don't even know what that means. Guruji. I don't know what that means. But you just repeat it over and over and over and over again to capture your mind and your thoughts. And even if it's just like love, 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 love. Again, you're just allowing your conscious mind to focus on something so your subconscious mind can do the healing and the reworking and the calming and everything that it needs. So that's the second one, mantra meditation. Have you guys ever done a mantra meditation before? Also called transcendental meditation. It's probably the one that I do the most. And for A Course in Miracles students, you can also do that with the lesson of the day and just repeat the lesson of the day over and over and over and over. It's really helpful. The third meditation, you guys, is just like a silent meditation. This one's the hard one. This is the one that's probably taught the most by meditation teachers. It's definitely the hardest one. I have definitely learned that our goal is not necessarily to stop our thinking. Our goal is to be aware of our thoughts without attachment, okay? Because we won't stop thinking. Like, we have a mind. Like, that's just not what's going to happen. It's not normal. You need to have thoughts to live life on earth. So our goal isn't to stop thinking. Our goal is to be the awareness to our thinking and start to observe what's going on in our mind. And when we're able to observe, we realize, oh my God, I'm not my thoughts. I must be the observer to my thoughts. And it's from this observatory, is that a word? Observatory, maybe, perspective, you are now able to decide the kinds of thoughts you want to think. And you're able to decide if that thought you're thinking is true or not true, or if it serves you, or if it doesn't, or if it's helpful, or if it's not. And you start to go through this discerning process between what you want to think and what you don't want to think. That's the goal of like silent meditation. But when you're in silent meditation, the way I do this one is I literally just like close my eyes, you breathe deeply a few times. And what I try and do is just like find that space between thoughts and allow that space to go deeper and deeper. If you find your mind like drifts to other thoughts that you have, like that's totally okay. What matters is the coming back. Like it doesn't matter how many times you drift away. What matters is that you come back. So you come back to your breath, or you come back to feeling your hands on your legs, or you come back to feeling your feet on the ground or your butt on the chair. Just something that allows you to feel grounded and centered and present. And then you just start again. And you might have to do this at first when you're practicing like 50 times in like 10 minutes. But slowly you'll start to notice that that space grows and that silence enhances and that calmness deepens. And you can go longer and longer and longer without the thoughts, right? But again, like I said, it's not the goal to not have thoughts. It's just while you're in this meditation practice, it's just to find that space. If you guys study like Abraham Hicks or whatever, I know that's something that Esther Hicks did a lot, was just the silent meditation, and that's how she started to receive her inner dictation. And the one with this too, with meditation, is it's this idea of like knowing that yourself is inside and like giving yourself an opportunity to connect with yourself first before you show up in the world, right? It's just super important. And then this is the last one that Gina, we pointed out a little bit earlier, but the idea of like a movement meditation. And this is where you start to integrate this idea of a movement and a rest, and a movement and a rest. And it's almost this place of bringing like the yin and the yang together in this whole perspective and experience, right? So it's almost like you can take this sense of meditation, like we were saying earlier when Gina mentioned, like when you're gardening and you're pulling out all those weeds and you have like no thought, you're not anything but so deeply present with what you're doing. I really inspire my clients and my people to take this attitude into the kitchen when you're washing the dishes, when you're cooking, when you're scrubbing the floors, and just bring the sense of presence with you. That's a meditation. It is an active movement meditation, and we can learn to bring that into all of the mundane tasks of life, and that's how we bring joy into the small little areas of life on earth. Right? That's how we do it. And I actually have an entire section of my course that is devoted to habits. And I have a section within the module that deals with meditation. And so I go through this deeply. And one would be like, well, Britt, your course is on mastering the kitchen, mastering your life.
But how do you expect to master the kitchen if you can't master your mindset? Like, if you don't have the motivation to show up, if you don't have the inspiration to show up, if you don't have the thought throughness of the whole process, you're not gonna be able to cook anyway. So mindset is like the most important thing, whether you're parenting, whether you're cooking, whether you're gardening, whether you're driving, whether you're whatever you're doing, playing music, whatever you're doing, it all starts as a decision in the mind. So we can learn to bring the sense of meditation into our everyday movement of life. And then it's like a movement meditation, right? It's amazing. So you guys are saying some stuff. Let me see what you say here. You're so cute, John. Meditation trip, you say, I like ice cream. Whatever works, whatever meditation works for you. Yes. I love it. Thank you so much. And thanks for, the tips there too, John. That's awesome. Yeah, so you guys, those are the 4 main types of meditation. They're super simple. And as a tool, I don't have I'm like looking for my phone. I'm talking to you guys on my phone. But anyways, there is an app that is called calmapp.com. So CALM.com. I use the free app because I like to just put on the silent meditation. So either you can choose it silent, it's like a rotating earth, or it has like music that you can choose, but I don't necessarily do the guided meditation because I find that I want to be led by the power of my own soul. Like, I want to be led by the love in me and to be seen what I need to see and shown what I need to be shown and receive what I need to receive. So I kind of just like let myself go wherever I want to go. But if you use that Calm app, which I do every morning, you can choose 10 minutes or 15 minutes. And I would only recommend doing that. And then decide, am I going to do a mantra meditation today? Am I going to do an ask and receive meditation today? Is it going to be a silent meditation today? And just decide on whatever it is that you want and then just go for it. It's like with anything else, you need to practice. You fall down 100 times on your bike before you learn how to ride it, right? You have to go through a year of training in the car before you can drive on your own. Like, you have to practice in order for this to become a skill like anything else. And the more you practice, the more you can take it into every single aspect of your life and practice this moving meditation. Even if you're like at the beach or you're at the store or you're grocery shopping or you're with family, you can have this indwelling inner presence of calm no matter what's going on. And that's the goal. That's the goal. Let's see. Oh, and Angelica, I love your guided meditation. Great, started. Thank you. Yes, I actually have a meditation that I offer through my course. I also have one on my website that I send out to people. Actually, if you want to get on my Whole and Healthy Kitchen email, I send out emails to people, and it's like, I think the 5th email that gets sent out, you get a link to this guided meditation that Angelica is mentioning. I love doing guided meditations. It is something that is really helpful, and I find that the meditations that give that space to be quiet, to listen, to receive is like super, super important and super, super helpful. So, anything else, you guys? Do you have any more questions about meditation? Do you want to go through a 2-minute meditation or something here together? I hope that this was helpful. Is there any of the meditations that spoke to you the most? Number 1, 2, 3, or 4, ask/receive, mantra, silence, movement. And are you going to do it? Are you going to do it? Are you going to try to emphasize? I know Angelica's developed the habit of doing it every single morning, which is amazing. It's the best time to do it, I find, because it literally starts your day right. It's an opportunity to be like, what would I have happen today? You know, what do I want to come of this day? And you actively get to decide for the kind of day you want and then watch that day happen. It's an amazing thing, this ask and receive universe. But yeah, you guys, those are my tips for today. That's all I have to say. If I can help you out with anything, let me know. Just PM me. I would be happy to answer any questions. I also even offer like a free 20-minute consultation to see if we're right to work together. You can definitely check the links out below too for my course that's coming up, as I mentioned. I'm super stoked about that, and just all the free resources that I have on my website. You can also find me at Whole and Healthy Kitchen, my Whole and Healthy Kitchen fan page. So yeah, you guys, that's it. I feel complete with this today. If anything else comes for you while you're watching this later, or if you guys are watching this on replay now, let me know below. I'm here for you. I'm available for you. And yeah, let's all practice this powerful tool of meditation and begin to watch how centered we feel, and grounded and calm and connected and inspired and more joyful we feel, because the more you connect with yourself, that's where joy is. Joy isn't outside in, it's inside out, right? And that's also how we gain confidence, because we get to know ourselves inside our hearts, inside our minds. And once we actually get to know ourselves, that's where the consistent joy and love, creativity is. You're so welcome, Gina. Thank you for being here. I always love you being part of this. You're so awesome. Miki, what are you saying? I join with other people on Zoom to meditate with Holy Spirit together. It rocks. That's a beautiful idea. Maybe I'll think about offering something like that too. That's a really good idea. I actually, even in my background, I used to, like, I've taught meditation obviously, but hypnosis as well for like the last 10 years. And that's something that is also complementary to meditation. But that's another topic. We can talk about that later. So thank you everybody for joining me. Thank you for being here. This is so wonderful. And yeah, if you're catching me on the replay, hey, hey, hey. See you later, you guys. Bye.